Crimea is a peninsula located in the Black Sea, which was previously a part of Ukraine. In 2014, following a controversial referendum, Russia annexed Crimea, claiming that the majority of its population is Russian-speaking and has historical ties to Russia. The move was widely condemned by the international community, and many countries, including the United States and the European Union, imposed economic sanctions on Russia in response. Since then, the situation in Crimea has remained tense, with Russia asserting its control over the region and the Ukrainian government and pro-Ukrainian activists opposing the annexation. There have been reports of human rights violations, including arbitrary detentions and restrictions on freedom of expression and assembly. The conflict in Crimea remains unresolved, and tensions between Ukraine and Russia continue to affect the region's stability. After the annexation, Russia conducted a military intervention in eastern Ukraine, supporting separatist rebels who declared independent republics in the Donetsk and Luhansk regions. This conflict has resulted in the deaths of thousands of people and displacement of millions. Ukraine and many other countries still do not recognize Russia's annexation of Crimea and consider it to be a violation of international law. The UN General Assembly adopted a resolution in 2014 affirming the territorial integrity of Ukraine and declaring the referendum on Crimea's status as invalid. The human rights situation in Crimea has been a source of concern, with reports of torture, forced disappearances, and persecution of minority groups such as the Crimean Tatars. Ukraine has accused Russia of conducting a campaign of repression against pro-Ukrainian activists and journalists in Crimea. Despite the sanctions, Russia has continued to invest in Crimea's infrastructure and economy, including building a bridge connecting the peninsula to mainland Russia. The annexation has also had implications for energy security, as Crimea relies heavily on electricity and water supplies from Ukraine. In recent years, there have been occasional flare-ups of violence in Crimea, including bombings and shootings, which both Ukraine and Russia have blamed on each other. The situation in the region remains volatile and the annexation remains a contentious issue in international relations.